Welcome to World Tide News, where we navigate the powerful currents shaping our world. Today we examine a moment that wasn't a joke, wasn't a mistake, and carries consequences America can't ignore. When President Donald Trump posts a video depicting Barack and Michelle Obama as apes, he isn't trolling, he isn't joking, he is resurrecting a specific, century-old form of racism. One designed to strip black people of their humanity, and he aimed it at the first black family to ever lead this country.
This hall has witnessed grim trials and the sentencing to death of a king, coronation banquets, ceremonial addresses, and the coffins of those receiving the last respects of our people. Few places reach so far into the heart of our nation. Yet, until today, no American president has stood on these steps to address our country's parliament. It is my honor, Mr. President, to welcome you as our friend and as a statesman. Statesmanship is the cement which seals our shared idealism as nations. It makes meaningful the unity of ambition, passion for freedom, and abhorrence of injustice that is the core of our close alliance. It has fallen to you to tackle economic turbulence at home, to protect the health of those without wealth, and to seek that precious balance between security, which is too often threatened, and human rights, which are too often denied. History is not the burden of any one man or woman alone, but some are called to meet a special share of its challenges. It is a duty that you discharge with a dignity, determination, and distinction that are widely admired. Abraham Lincoln once observed that nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
If you're thinking this is just another mean tweet, you are missing the most dangerous part of the story. This isn't just a meme. Depicting black people as non-human primates has a long, violent history. It was used to justify slavery, segregation, and dehumanization. When Donald Trump hits post, he sends a clear message that even a former commander-in-chief is not entitled to basic dignity. The message is simple. No matter how far you go, you are still seen as less than human.
Since I did the morning news on WITL in Lansing, Michigan, WITL, back in the late 1960s. And I've seen a lot of ugly moments in American politics. But every so often something happens that still takes your breath away because it's not because it's surprising, but because it's so painfully revealing. The latest racist stunt by Donald Trump, reposting a meme on his Nazi-infested social media site in which the Obamas' faces are superimposed upon the bodies of primates in the jungle, set to the 1961 song The Lion Sleeps Tonight by the Tokens, is one of those moments. That a popular pro-Trump account on X created this video and it has lived on that platform without consequence is disgusting in and of itself, but Trump, as our president, speaking in our voice, made it infinitely worse last night by promoting it to millions around the world. Promoting a video that depicts Barack and Michelle Obama as non-human primates is not a joke. It isn't satire or an accident. It's the oldest racist smear in the book, dressed up in a cheap meme and now blasted out by a man who once swore an oath to protect, preserve, and defend the Constitution of the United States. When the President of the United States does something like this, it doesn't just insult two people. It tells a story about who, according to the most powerful man in the world, belongs in America and who doesn't. For centuries, racism in this country has relied on the lie that some people are less than human. That lie has been used to justify slavery, Jim Crow, lynchings, and mass incarceration. It's the lie that made it easier for people to look away while their neighbors were brutalized. It's the lie that justifies ICE's brutal racist behavior. When Trump shares imagery that taps directly into that history, he's not being edgy. He's reopening wounds that never fully healed. When the President of the United States signals that this kind of racism is acceptable, it gives permission to others. It tells the kid being harassed at school, the family being targeted by a hate group, and the voter being pushed out of the polling line that the cruelty they're experiencing is justified, that it's their own fault. It tells the bullies and thugs of ICE as they do their Kavanaugh stops, targeting people based on their race, that they're on the right side of power. This isn't just about harm to minorities, although that harm is real and immediate. It's about what happens to democracy itself when the presidency becomes a megaphone for dehumanization.
We've seen this playbook before. For centuries, the ape trope was used to justify treating black people as subhuman. To see it shared by the sitting President of the United States is a gut punch, not just to black Americans, but to the idea of American dignity itself.
Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when it happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
It doesn't matter if it's a Lion King meme. It doesn't matter if it's just the internet. When the president posts it, it carries power. It tells the world that respect is conditional, and that some people don't belong, no matter their accomplishments. Now look at how the White House handled the backlash. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt offered no accountability, no acknowledgement, no apology. Instead, she dismissed the outrage as fake and told people to focus on things that actually matter.
The senator, obviously African-American, said he was praying it was fake because it was the most racist thing he'd ever seen out of the White House. The president should remove it. Caroline, I know the president did remove it, deleted it, but it was up for, I think, 12 hours or something like that. How did this happen, and can you really throw a staffer under the bus for this?
Well, look, Laura, it was a meme that was posted by a staffer on the president's Truth Social account. It was from a Lion King video depicting, as you pointed out, different Democrats as different animals. I think Kamala Harris was depicted as a turtle in this video meme. The president did take it down. He spoke with lawmakers today out of respect for them, including Senator Tim Scott. The post was removed. But leave it to the leftist media, of course, to talk about this all day, rather than talk about the fact that the Dow has broken over 50,000 points for the first time in our nation's history.
Think about that for a moment. Since when does any administration get to tell people of color how to feel about racist imagery? You don't get to cause harm and then declare the pain imaginary. By doubling down, the White House didn't just defend a video. They institutionalized the disrespect.
Always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
The honorable response was simple: apologize. Instead, Donald Trump said he didn't need to because he didn't make a mistake.
Mr. President, media post that you took down earlier today, the White House says that a staffer sent it. Who sent it, and are you going to fire them?
No, I looked at it, I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud. And I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud in and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't, and they posted, and we took it down, and we turned it. You know, but that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake.
That is the most chilling part of this entire episode, because it suggests this wasn't an accident. It was intentional. If a president cannot admit that comparing black leaders to animals is a line you never cross, he isn't building a more perfect union. He's eroding the foundation of the country itself. The world is watching America right now, and they don't see a meme. They don't see internet humor. They see a leader who chose his ego over the dignity of his citizens. And if we can't agree that dehumanizing black leaders is unacceptable, then we have to ask a harder question. How much more of this can the American experiment survive? This is World Tide News. If this analysis mattered to you, subscribe for clear, context-driven reporting. Share this video, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next Tide.